Today, we're going to take a look at Mattel's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection, She-Ra. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue our He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection with She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe. That is right. Now, I was not expecting He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection to roll into She-Ra so quickly. You might have an idea that it might happen, but man, I think they only got, 4 or 5 waves in before they start bringing on She-Ra. But I guess you want to do that when you are celebrating 40 years of She-Ra. So I think that's why they wanted to get into that. So I think She-Ra debuted in 1985, so it is 2025, and that would make it 40 years. So I guess I can get it. You don't, if you're going to have an introduction of another toy line into your current toy line, it might as well be during its 40-year anniversary, and that is She-Ra, Princess of Power. Yes, so let's take a look at this packaging. Now, this is a lot different than what we're used to with our cartoon collection, but I don't mind it. It's kind of it's the same line, but it's different. So we do have our 40 years right there. That with She-Ra on there, but we keep the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe up here. So I kind of I think maybe I would rather have seen She-Ra, Princess of Power up there or something, but underneath it, it says She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe, and we got our cartoon collection logo right there, which I love how they did that. It looks like the Filmation logo if you remember watching the cartoon as a kid, either He-Man or She-Ra. But let's go ahead and check out the back now. You have the Princess of Power logo right up there, and it says, as seen on the Treasures of the First One. Now, that is an episode of She-Ra, and in that episode, She-Ra has to go protect the treasures of the first ones, which is, I think, the first race of beings on Etheria, which is the land that She-Ra lives on. But who is the ruler of Etheria is Hordak. And so Hordak is trying to get the treasure of the first ones, and She-Ra has to stop it, and she recruits the Seahawk, which I think they just call Hawk in the cartoon, but he goes on and helps She-Ra to battle Hordak. But it's a decent episode. And then underneath the picture of the scene from that cartoon, it says, modernizing and celebrating the original 80s She-Ra, Princess of Power animated series. And then we get our cartoon collection logo, and it says here, put light shield in her hand, and then twist into powerful battle positions right here. And then we got our cross cell, which is She-Ra, Ram Man, and Mantana. So pretty cool stuff. Not sure why they put Ram Man in this wave, because Mantana, I believe, wasn't he from She-Ra also? And then I think it would have been better just to put all She-Ras in one wave, but whatever, don't matter. Bottom quarter, we have warnings, copyrights, labels, barcodes, recycling information, and that is it. That's all we have. Oh, I did forget, on the front we have Mattel logo and 6 years of age and over. So let's go ahead and get She-Ra out of here. I'm going to cut along the bottom and pull her plastic coffin out and hopefully get her out that way. That's how I did all my other He-Man cartoon collections, and it worked out pretty good. So She-Ra, if you didn't know, was Prince Adam's twin sister. Yes, from Eternia, where He-Man's from. Well, and she was kidnapped as a baby by Hordak and taken to Etheria. So that's the connection between He-Man and She-Ra. They are twin siblings. Now, my whole bubble has just popped off there. So I'm going to have to probably, I think, glue that back down and use that little escape hatch right there. So that's unfortunate that happened. But if I was a if you're a mint on card collector, these bubbles right here, and you hang this up, it will sit on a shelf. But if you're one that wants to hang it up, I bet over time that bubble is going to eventually fall off there by the weight of her. Now, before we get into her, let's go ahead and get out our comic, see how much different it is than our He-Man comics. There it is. That's the end of it. You still got Gray Skull on there, and it's just a different color up here, and you see the outline of Hordak. I just now noticed that, the outline of Hordak up there. So that's it on that. And here is our instructions right here. Shows what parts are interchangeable. So all the shaded parts you can take off and add to another one, another character. And here is our mini comic book. And it looks the same dimensions as our He-Man comic books. It says He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and Horde Invasion is the name of this comic. So pretty cool. I like it. Didn't have to do it, but they did. And on the back you have your cross cell once again. So there's our comic. Set that to the side. And here is She-Ra in her plastic coffin. Check that out. Looking good. Now she is tied in, so we will have to get our scissors right here, turn her over without scuffing her face up. I'm going to cut these ties. All right, I believe I got her cut out. Now her shield right here is, oh, it is tied into. I'll have to cut that. Oh my goodness, even the sword is tied in, so man, ties everywhere. All right, sword is cut out, so we'll go over the accessories first. All right, here is the first accessory, is the light shield. Check that out, looks good. It's got a little handle back here, nice, fits just perfect in her hand, I hope. And then we get the sword of power here. Check that out. Ooh, and that is a little rubbery feeling. It's a little bit different than He-Man's sword of power, but that's good. I like it. And that's it on accessories. So next thing we got to do is get her out of here. Pull up by her toe, and She-Ra has been resurrected. There she is, looking good. Empty coffin right there. Set that to the side. Get these ties out of here. Man, she looks beautiful. Really beautiful. All right, let's talk about articulation. Head down, straight away. She's not looking up at all, really, with this long hair there. It will go all the way around, but that hair right there kind of hinders it a little bit, but you could force it. Of course, the head, oh, the body's removable. We do know that. So everything on these is pretty much removable. There it is. Head come off right there, just to prove to you it will. All right, let's see. Shoulder or arms go all the way around. She has the single butterfly in there. Let's see what kind of stretch she gets. Not the greatest stretch, but good enough for me. She has single jointed pinless elbows. That's all she's going to get on that stretch, and that will pivot. She can throw the Nolan Ryan fastball. Her wrist, this one goes that way. Now, what's really good about this one is her other one. This right hand, it goes this way so she can hold her sword up. How awesome is that? So that articulation right there is what I really wish they would have gave He-Man, but that is awesome. And we'll get that sword in her hand soon, and that's really nice. You know, Prince Adam has that on the cartoon collection, where his hand goes that way and he can hold that sword straight up, but our He-Man does not. All right, let's get back to articulation. Waist will go all the way around. She's got splits about that much. They could go further, but that skirt she's got on, I don't want to stretch that out. She's got single jointed knees, and they will pivot in and out slightly, not a whole lot. There is an upper boot cut there. And her, look at that toe. It can really flex, and it is on a rocker. Nice. Feet are great on these cartoon collections, man. I mean, absolutely great. All right, let's check her out. She is beautiful, really. Man, she looks about as pretty as Tila does, I do believe. But yeah, she's got the stone in her. What's that? Tiara, whatever this thing is. She's got the blonde hair. She got the white skirt. And she does have an alter ego like He-Man was Prince Adam. Well, hers is Adora. That is her name. So Adora and Prince Adam were twin siblings, I guess I should say. She's got the red cape. Now, that is not a soft goods cape. So that's a little unfortunate. I think I would have rather seen a soft goods cape. And the gold boots. She does have the gold accents with the blue stone right on her stomach right there, her midriff. But this is great. She got the gold forearm covers. Man, she looks great. Now, I will say you can take her waist off, and that skirt will come off and leave her in her bathing suit, like if you wanted to go that way. Now, that is something to be lost if you've got kids. I can see that at the bottom of a lot of toy boxes. So don't want to lose track of that. And like I saw when I took her head off, you take her head off and this cape will come off. And you see that gold necklace is actually part of the cape that holds it on. So that'll go on top of her and then put her head back on. And you could put Tila's head on her and mix and match that way. Now, one thing I did notice, I've always said that you can mix and match all your characters. Well, you can't, because you can't put female heads on male bodies. The ball joint just does not line up. The male's is much too big. But you can do all your females. All right, let's see what she looks like with her sword of power, which I'm super excited about because of this hand, this wrist articulation here. So we'll get that sword. I can't remember. Did she call it the sword of power too, or I think it was something else. But look at that. Holds that baby straight up. Awesome. I love that. Man, I wish He-Man would have had that. Oh, boy. Now let's get her light shield in her other hand. How does that fit? She's got very pliable fingers. It makes it easy to get on. There's nothing hard about it. It just kind of pops right in there. But, man, look at her. How awesome is she? This is awesome. The only thing I can think of is to get He-Man down, and I also want to get Tila down. So let's get He-Man, her twin brother, right here, and then we'll get Tila down. Now, I want to see if we've got reuse on these. The faces are definitely not. I mean, these two look awesome. Awesome. The legs look the same. Of course, the boots are different. The arms look the same. The forearm guards look the same. So I think there's a lot of reuse. Her under part here, her bathing suit, is probably the same as Tila's. But look at these. Look at these two. So if you didn't watch He-Man when you was a kid, tons of characters. She's having a hard time standing up here, She-Ra. Characters galore, and they knew they was making these action figures, so the more characters that the TV cartoon could create, the more money for Mattel. And when they brought She-Ra on, if you ever watched She-Ra, there's tons and tons of characters on that one also. So I think between the two, you're probably easily around 150 different characters. Now, I don't expect to get all of them in this cartoon collection, but we've got a good start on these, man. They are really pumping through them, and I really appreciate it. I really like this line. I wasn't sure if I would like it as much as I do. I wanted to just get into Origins, but I'm glad that I didn't get in the Origins because I would have been way late for that party, and they were almost 3/4 of the way through Origins when I would have started collecting. So I got right in at the beginning of this cartoon collection, so I was able to get them all, except for that Mattel Creations exclusive, which kind of stinks. But it is what it is. Maybe one day I'll get it. But that's it for She-Ra, Princess of Power, Mattel. Until next time, oh yeah.